Ladies and gentlemen, grab your popcorn because the verdict isn't, and it might just be the final curtain call for Cardi B. Yes, you heard me right. The same rapper who went from stripping in the Bronx to topping the Billboard charts is now staring down what could be the most humiliating defeat of her entire career. And no, this isn't just another celebrity gets sued headline. This is the kind of courtroom bombshell that makes you wonder, is this the day? Cardi B says goodbye forever. Think about it. One judge, one gavel, and one devastating ruling that could erase millions, sink her reputation, and turn her into hip-hop's biggest cautionary tale. The fans are screaming, the haters are celebrating, and the entire internet is asking the same question: how did it all go so wrong, so fast? From Mick throwing meltdowns to strip club brawls, to confessions that sound more like crime documentaries, Cardi B has always flirted with chaos. But this is different. This is career-ending chaos. So buckle up, because what I'm about to show you isn't just messy, it's catastrophic. And the fallout, oh, it's going to be brutal. So let's rewind for a second. Before we get lost in the chaos of this courtroom bombshell, let's set the stage. Who exactly are we talking about here? None other than Belcalis Almanzar, aka Cardi B, the self-proclaimed queen of keeping it real. But real about what? Exactly, real about admitting she used to drug and rob men. Real about throwing shoes at Nicki Minaj on a red carpet. Or maybe real about smashing bottles at strip clubs because of Offset's wandering eyes. Yeah, folks, when it comes to keeping it real, Cardi B has practically written the instruction manual on public meltdowns. And now, years of drama have landed her right here in front of a judge in a California courtroom. With everything on the line, it's not just about money, it's not just about reputation. This is about whether Cardi B can even survive in the industry she once dominated. And judging by the way this verdict just came down, let's just say the word goodbye is echoing louder than any chart-topping single she's ever released. But let's not pretend this storm appeared out of nowhere. Oh no, this is the kind of scandal that's been brewing like a pressure cooker for years. And the recipe: a little bit of ego, a lot of violence, and a dash of I'm too famous for consequences. Remember 2018? Cardi B was on top of the world. Grammy wins, sold-out tours, a cultural phenomenon. But at the same time, she was making headlines for all the wrong reasons. First came the strip club beatdown to bartenders left bruised, bloodied, and allegedly terrorized. Prosecutors charged her with 14 counts, and while she skated by with community service. Let's be honest, if you or I had done the same thing, we wouldn't be sweeping sidewalks, we'd be sweeping the prison cafeteria. Fast forward to 2019, and the internet is losing its mind after an old Instagram live video resurfaced. Cardi casually admitted she used to lure men into hotel rooms, drug them, and rob them. Her words, not mine. And instead of showing any real remorse, she doubled down years later, saying, "I did what I had to do." Imagine bragging about crimes that would have had anybody else locked up for decades, and then watching as your career only grows. If that doesn't scream celebrity privilege, I don't know what does. And let's not forget the infamous New York Fashion Week brawl with Nicki Minaj. Cardi storming across the party, screaming, throwing her shoe like a WWE wrestler, ending the night with a knot on her forehead that trended worldwide. Because nothing says classy superstar like getting escorted out of a luxury event barefoot. But here's where it gets truly wild. All of those incidents, they were just the opening acts for this main event. The scandal that's rocking California right now is being called the most explosive celebrity trial of the decade. And why? Because the accusations are beyond anything fans imagined. We're not talking about petty Twitter beefs or drunken bar fights. We're talking about a civil assault trial that could cost Cardi millions, strip her reputation to pieces, and leave her brand in ashes. The plaintiff, security guard Amani Ellis, isn't just saying Cardi yelled at her. She's alleging that Cardi physically attacked her, scratched her face with nails long enough to qualify as weapons, spat on her, and used racial slurs. Oh, and as if that wasn't messy enough, Ellis says Cardi used her celebrity power to get her fired from her job at a Beverly Hills medical center. Think about that. This wasn't backstage at a concert or in some random club at 3 a.m. This was a high-end OBGYN office in Beverly Hills, the kind of place celebrities pay top dollar to keep their private lives, well, private. And yet Cardi allegedly turned it into an episode of Love and Hip Hop, Courtroom Edition. Now, of course, Cardi denies all of it. She says it was just a verbal altercation. that she never touched Ellis, never spat, never used racial slurs. She even had to hold up her fingernails in court so the jury could see whether they were long enough to cause a scratch. Picture that. A Grammy-winning artist worth millions. And here's the kicker. There's no video evidence. None. In an age where even your Uber Eats delivery gets caught on camera, somehow this explosive incident left no digital footprint. Ellis says Cardi's team wiped the tapes. Cardi says no video ever existed because nothing physical happened. And now the entire trial boils down to one thing: credibility. Who does the jury believe? The security guard with scars and a career allegedly ruined, or the superstar with a history of violent outbursts and a track record of brushing off consequences? That's the million-dollar question, or should I say, the multi-million-dollar question. Because if Cardi loses, she could be paying damages so high it makes her Birkin bag collection look like pocket change. And folks, this is just the beginning. Because while the scandal itself is messy enough, what's coming next is even worse. The leaks, the so-called insider reports, and the social media circuit surrounding this trial are about to blow the lid off everything you thought you knew about Cardi B, and that's where the so-called leaked documents enter the chat. Because what's a celebrity trial without a few mysterious files landing in the hands of the press, right? According to an anonymous source who swears they work inside the courthouse, but somehow also tweets during every recess, Cardi B's legal team tried to bury internal memos that show just how desperate they become. One leaked email allegedly reveals her lawyers scrambling to neutralize the narrative by offering hush money to former employees who might testify about similar incidents. Another report, circulating on Reddit faster than a new Drake diss track, claims Cardi's team reached out to Ellis before the trial even started with a six-figure settlement offer. Ellis allegedly turned it down, saying, "It's not about the money, it's about accountability," which, let's be real, is the kind of line that makes a jury sit up and take notes. But the leaks don't stop there. Oh no. Another so-called whistleblower says Cardi's spending habits are finally catching up with her. Imagine this, while fighting off lawsuits that could cost her millions. Cardi is allegedly dropping six figures a week on private jets, designer clothes, and late night. On the other side, the skeptics, the critics, the ones who have receipts from years of Cardi's questionable behavior. They're stitching TikToks of her old IG confession. Yes, the drugging and robbing one right next to courtroom clips. One video with over 10 million views literally ends with the caption, "If she admitted that, what else is she hiding?" Brutal. And of course, the memes. Because no modern scandal is complete without memes. My personal favorite, a photo of Cardi glaring in court with the caption, "When you realize community service won't fix this one." Another shows her famous shoe throw at Nicki Minaj replaced with a gavel flying across the courtroom. The internet never sleeps, and when it comes to Cardi, it never forgives either. Now, here's where things get really twisted. According to courtroom gossip, and yes, gossip counts when it trends on Twitter, Ellis's lawyers might be sitting on even more explosive claims. Rumors say they have former medical staffers ready to testify that Cardi B was a nightmare patient, screaming at nurses, threatening receptionists, even throwing a clipboard once when her appointment was delayed. None of this has been officially confirmed, but let's be honest. In the court of public opinion, rumors hit harder than evidence. And if that wasn't enough to fuel the fire, Cardi herself keeps fanning the flames. During one cross-examination, she reportedly rolled her eyes so hard the judge actually told her to compose herself. In another moment, she muttered under her breath while Ellis described the alleged assault, sparking whispers among jurors. One courtroom sketch artist even claimed, off the record, that the jury looked more entertained by Cardi's attitude than the actual testimony. Translation: the more she acts like this is beneath her, the worse she looks to the people deciding her fate. Meanwhile, celebrities are weighing in too, because nothing sells like someone else's downfall. Rival rappers are posting shady Instagram stories. Anonymous producers are leaking voice notes claiming Cardi burned every bridge in the industry. Even Nicki Minaj's fanbase, the Barbs, are celebrating like it's Christmas morning, blasting Goodbye Cardi playlists across TikTok. The Rizzo, a circus, a media feeding frenzy, a trial that's less about justice and more about who can grab the most clicks. And here's the scary part. It's working. Every clip, every meme, every rumor is feeding into this unstoppable narrative that Cardi B isn't just in trouble, she's finished. But if you think this is chaotic, translation, She might have to start selling off those diamond chains and designer purses just to keep the lights on. Imagine the queen of flexing on Instagram being forced to auction her Birkin collection on eBay. Humiliating doesn't even begin to cover it, and it's not just about her shopping habits. Multiple outlets are reporting that record labels are quietly panicking. Anonymous execs claim that if Cardi loses this trial, endorsement deals could vanish overnight. Brands don't want to be linked to a convicted celebrity aggressor, especially one who's already notorious for violence and controversy. One insider even leaked a supposed email chain where a luxury fashion brand froze negotiations with her team until the legal matters are resolved. Ouch. But the financial disaster is only half the story, because here comes the government. That's right, rumors are swirling that the IRS has been sniffing around Cardi's empire for a while now, and this trial might just shine a spotlight bright enough for them to pounce. Think about it. Sudden money troubles, lawsuits stacking up, massive spending habits. Sounds like a tax fraud investigation waiting to happen. And if there's one thing scarier than a judge with a gavel, it's the IRS knocking at your door. Meanwhile, the public backlash is reaching fever pitch. TikTokers are making entire series dissecting her downfall. YouTube channels are treating the trial like a daily soap opera. Reddit threads are compiling Cardi's greatest crimes as if they're producing a Netflix docuseries. And honestly, at this point, I wouldn't be shocked if Netflix actually greenlights one. Cardi B, from charts to courtroom, tell me, people wouldn't binge that. Even more brutal, fans are starting to jump ship. A recent poll on Twitter showed nearly 40% of self-identified Barty gang members saying they'd reconsider supporting her if she loses the trial. That's not just shade, that's erosion of her entire fan base. Because let's face it, in 2025, a celebrity is only as strong as their stins. No stins, no streams, no career. And let's not forget the political angle. Certain politicians are already weaponizing the trial as an example of Hollywood hypocrisy. One California senator was quoted saying, "If everyday citizens face consequences for violence, celebrities should too." Another conservative commentator went viral claiming, "This is proof that cancel culture doesn't go far enough."